Welcome back to the Cabin Podcast. I'm Andrea Belke.
And I'm Megan Christian.
The Cabin is brought to you by the Wisconsin Counties Association and the WCA Group Health Trust. And today we have a really fun and funny guest, Billy Deuce, Bill Doucette.
Yes.
He is here in the Cabin. He's a Wisconsin comedian, content creator, musician, I guess a VHS collector.
You
Yeah,
got a lot going on.
I do.
I just found out yesterday that you're a music producer, actually.
Oh, really?
Using
Okay.
that stuff.
Yeah, that's
How'd you get into that?
I started playing guitar in like the third grade, and is one of the things I never gave up. I usually give up on things after about a month.
Yeah.
A lot of things around the apartment like that. But yeah, so I just always done music and songwriting and did children's music for about 12 years. That was mostly what I was doing.
We're musical people, too.
Yeah.
I
Oh.
tried to play guitar and gave up after a day because my dad was trying to micromanage me and I got mad.
Oh, okay.
I also gave up on guitar after a day.
Let's have it.
I went to summer school for one day and I took guitar and I was so frustrated. I'm a perfectionist and I guess I was bad because I was trying to do
What
guitar.
did you fail to have to go to summer school and learn guitar?
I know, right?
Music class?
No, I think it was my parents wanted to just get me out of
Oh, like an
yeah.
enrichment, not like required summer
Yeah,
school.
not required. More like
Okay.
my parents just wanted me out of their hair. So they're like, go to summer school.
Cool.
And
Well, I had
was-
to go to summer school anyway, so I was out of their hair.
Yeah.
I took some weird classes in summer school. Like, we had to touch raw chicken in one of them for a science class. I, ran screaming.
Touching
crying
raw
to it.
chicken?
Yeah.
Do you not
Makes
eat
me-
meat?
No, I eat meat. It's just like raw chicken. Feels kind of dangerous
Well,
for
you would
third
have
graders
hated
to be
it.
playing with.
We had to dissect a fetal pig.
Oh, yeah. No, I didn't take
Remember
any
that?
of those classes.
Fetal pig?
Yeah, I remember people doing that or frogs.
Wait,
too.
in summer school?
In regular?
No, just regular school.
Yeah.
I think it was Wisconsin. I think it was Pilgrim Park in Brookfield. I remember cutting a fetal pig open. It's
Is that
pretty
where
off-putting.
you kind of,
Still had bacon the next day, but
is that where you grew up, was near the Brookfield area then?
I didn't really grow up there. I was there for I grew up in a few different places, primarily like Philadelphia
Okay.
and then Boston, but I was here for like 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
And then I moved back for another year. It's a complicated story, but I was here for 7th, 8th, and 10th grade.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Well, we could kind of set the stage here. So people know you as kind of the Boston, Wisconsin guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
There's an
you're
identity crisis.
yeah, you're in a lot of videos. You do some hilarious skits.
Thank
Your partners with Charlie Barron's in a lot of those skits. He was in the Cabin.
Yeah.
You do a lot of your own stuff. You do stand up. But yeah, tell us a little bit about your journey kind of from Boston to Wisconsin. And now you're here full time.
Yeah. Well, I moved here about, I think, two and a half years ago. And like the maybe year leading up to that, I'd been flying out all the time to do sketches with Charlie. But I did some acting and stuff. I did plays and all that. And he always, when I would be with Charlie, he'd like have his phone out, like recording me because he thought I was funny.
Mm-hmm.
And then he put me in a sketch and it did really well. And then he kind of presented me with the opportunity to relocate. And, I didn't have a lot going on. I was just gigging 6 times a week. And I love Wisconsin. I really do. Like, I speak very highly of Wisconsin. And, for only having lived here for 2 or 3 years, like the close group of friends I still have, including Charlie, probably I have great friends in Boston too, but that's like my group that,
Yeah.
I just identified with. And we all see each other multiple times a year and what have you. I think we're done getting married, but I think there'll probably be some divorces in the next couple of years. We'll have that second round.
It'll end up
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so what was the first sketch that you did that kind of blew up?
It was like Midwest meets East Coast, which I thought was a little broad
Mm-hmm.
because the East Coast is everywhere from, Florida
Right.
to Maine. But people got it, and it did really, really well. So it did well in his market and it did well in Boston where there was no me yet, but I started building a following. And
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. I think the first time you do a skit or a sketch, was it kind of something that you were a little bit nervous about putting yourself out there, or?
no, not really.
Yeah.
No, sometimes people ask me about like stage fright and stuff, and I've never had it only because I did so much music performance
Mm-hmm.
and I did a lot of plays and a lot of theater in my younger years. And so I don't really, it was an easy transition, basically.
Isn't it weird how people make fun of theater kids and then they're the ones that end up in the entertainment industry?
It was interesting because I was definitely the atypical theater kid. Number one, I think I was probably the only straight dude, which was great for me. Yes.
There's always one in every program.
Yeah. And so I would get leads where they really needed the guy to be kind of masculine or whatever. Not that I'm super masculine, but more than some of the other guys. And yeah, I actually was in My Fair Lady. I got one of the leads in that. And I was dating the girl playing my daughter. So that was a bit of an odd dynamic side stage.
Yeah,
You know?
maybe a little bit.
Come see daddy. But yeah, no, it's been an easy transition. And I've always, I mean, come from a family of, you know, funny people.
Yeah.
And humor's always been big. And the Boston Irish Catholics have a certain, you know, cynical, sarcastic sort of sense of humor that's not unlike the Irish, but it's a little bit less fun sometimes.
Yeah.
But,
Do you ever get like a culture shock when you're going back and forth between Wisconsin and Boston?
oh, big time. Big time. Have you guys ever been to Boston?
I haven't yet.
When I was young, but I'm very curious about, what are the main differences you notice?
Just that, you know, Boston is overpopulated. It's ancient by American standards. You know, it's been around since before we were a country, and the roads are a nightmare because they were built, you know, retroactively, like fitted. So there are old cow paths that go like this. And so the traffic is outrageous, and people just have an edge to them that would on its face come across as just like nastiness sort of. But when you get used to it, you realize it's really more of it's not a personal thing.
Yeah.
It's just how they are. Whereas in Wisconsin, you know, it's night and day. As soon as you land in Milwaukee, it's like, you know, you're buying a pack of gum and someone's like, "How are you?" And I'm like, "Me?" I was ready to not have any verbal exchange with you at all, but since you asked, I'm doing pretty good.
Be a little slower here, I would say.
Yeah, oh my God, it's so much. I mean, I would like to help them grow and become more like Wisconsin.
Well, this is turning into an anti-Boston podcast.
No, I love Boston, but like if I had to live somewhere for good, I got to pick, I would pick probably Milwaukee or there.
Yeah, I mean, I relate to that a lot. I lived in New York City for 10 years, and I love New York. But when you look at the differences, I mean, it's a big contrast.
Yeah, I hate New York City because I would do a lot of work there, and I would drive all the way down 95 from Boston or whatever, drive into Manhattan or Brooklyn, and just like, I could spend about 2 days in New York City. It's just too overwhelming for me.
Yeah.
I don't even like being in downtown Boston that much,
Yeah.
which is what I love about Milwaukee because it has everything, not to keep coming back to Milwaukee, but it has everything. It's not a small city. It's smaller than Boston, but not by a lot.
Yeah.
And it's got everything. And on top of that, there's ample parking. Like, I never have a problem finding a parking spot in Milwaukee.
Everyone always says that about Wisconsin compared to other big cities, is that we have parking and they don't.
Yeah, nobody really gives me the finger or yells at me.
You haven't seen me on the roads yet.
It does get hairy around Milwaukee. Like, there's some crazy drivers, but as soon as you're out of Milwaukee, it's different.
Do you have, because we are Discover Wisconsin podcast, do you have favorite areas of the state? It could even be if you haven't ventured too much out of Milwaukee, but if we had to say Billy Deuce's faves, Wisconsin faves, you have favorite spots, favorite restaurants?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, it's not that unique, but like before I lived here, every time I landed in Milwaukee, I'd go right to Sobelman's.
Oh, yeah.
You guys had Sobelman's?
Yep.
They had a few locations, but I guess they closed a few. But to the main one on St. Paul, go there, have a nice healthy burger, start my day right. I haven't been there in a long time because I've been trying to eat healthier. Oh, I go to Saz's.
Okay.
And eat alone.
One of my family friends is part owner of
Oh, really?
Saz's. Yeah.
I'm kind of like Norm there right now.
Yeah.
I've tried a lot of places though. I like Leff's. I guess this is all more like Tosa, but Lucky Joe's. I don't know. You guys could probably help me. I do not know a lot of places, as you can probably tell.
Yeah.
Well,
I like
you
the
just gotta
Quick Trip.
venture out. Everyone loves
I
Quick
love the Fleet Farm.
You love the Fleet Farm.
You guys have Culver's.
Yeah.
Is a
What's your
unique
Culver's order?
just like their burger.
Yeah. Classic.
When we moved here from Boston, I remember my mom were driving and she's like, butter burger? Like, how can you make a burger more unhealthy? Add some more butter.
Yeah.
So is that what that is? Butter
Yeah.
burgers.
Yeah, Butterburger.
So
yeah.
just whatever their basic. And their fish sandwich is good.
Well, we have kind of a fun little game that we want to play.
Cool.
Called Wisconsin Headlines, Real or No.
Okay, cool.
So Andrea and I found some real and fake headlines, and we're going to read them aloud to you. You're going to decide if they are real Wisconsin headlines
Okay.
All right.
or no.
Okay, real or no? Fanny pack with $10,000 in it was found on Madison's east side.
I feel like fanny packs are having a moment, like secular fashion trends. I'd say yeah.
It was real.
Yeah, that sounds real.
Yeah, that was in 2021. This woman walking through a neighborhood in Madison found a fanny pack with $10,000 in it. Also contained a cell phone and an ID card. But the police tried tracking down whose fanny pack this was, whose money this was, and they couldn't get a hold of them. And so I couldn't really do a follow-up on what happened to the money. But I guess that there's a rule that if you find a lot of money, more than $100, you have to like put an ad in the newspaper. You have to like
In
look for the
Wisconsin?
owner. Yeah, or in
Wisconsin,
Madison
yeah.
area. And then if it's not claimed within 2 months, then I think you can file a claim to have the
Yeah,
money.
you get to
That's
keep the
very
money.
Wisconsin.
Yeah.
You literally get to keep the money.
Yeah.
I think in Boston, be like, I found $10,000 during.
Right.
What would you do if you found, okay, honestly, if you found a fanny pack with $10,000 in it, what are you doing with that?
You know, I will so I would probably do the right thing as much as I could use $10,000 because my conscience would be telling me that, yes, it's probably a drug dealer and a burner phone, but maybe it's like somebody's kidney medication or something.
Yeah.
I did find a wad of about $400 when I was working at Blockbuster. That's how old I am, by the way.
I used to love going to Blockbuster and getting Pop Rocks from there.
Oh, sure. Yeah, we had some great candy. But I worked at Blockbuster towards the end, like the ship was sinking. And I walked out. I was manager at that time just by showing up to work. I ascended the ranks. And I came out and I found $400 cash and made sure it wasn't my cash drop or anything. Told the cops. I waited. Nothing.
I don't know what I would do. Well, I know that I would turn it in.
Yeah.
But like,
My mom actually made me do that, but I probably would have done it.
Yeah.
It's
it's just like my moral compass would kick in.
I know. I mean, look, if I find $100 laying on the street, I'm
That's-
keeping that.
Well, yeah, I think the thing in Wisconsin is like $100 plus you have to report it. I don't think $100
reporting 100. If I found $100,
you're a bad person.
Yeah.
Nick, what would you do?
I'll turn it in.
You know, there's something to me about just trying to do the right thing if you
Yeah,
can.
Being a good Samaritan.
You know, and I was raised Catholic and did all that. And there's probably an element of some kind of residual guilt thing or something.
Yeah.
Maybe there is somebody watching me and I should probably just turn it in.
Okay, well, real or no, Sheboygan man builds sauna from old pontoon boat and floats it down the Wisconsin River.
Builds a sauna from a pontoon boat. Pontoon boat, is that the thing with the two rats?
Mhm.
Oh, okay. I'm going to say no.
You'd be correct.
Yeah,
that was a ChatGPT generated headline.
Okay. Snip.
Gotta love AI sometimes, right?
All right, next one. Runaway dad. Kayaker accused of faking death at a Wisconsin lake resurfaces in Europe. Real or no?
Oh, I read about that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's real.
That's true.
It's real. Isn't that insane?
And I said Charlie and I should do a sketch about a French guy who disappears and reappears in Wisconsin.
Oh, that would be amazing.
I thought it was a good idea. Too.
Yeah.
Wait, he
didn't like that?
I don't think it made the cut. No. Still on the
Charlie.
whiteboard.
How is it easy for you to come up with ideas? How do you guys like come up with the ideas so quickly? Because you're churning out a ton of content.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of backlogged stuff, and then if you think of something, I throw it in notes on my iPhone, and half of them never get read again. But sometimes you go back to the well and you find something.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really think that hard about it. My stuff is definitely different than his. Like he really follows kind of a format, which obviously pays off. Like my stuff, I really like, Always Sunny in Philadelphia, those types of shows, and so I like that irreverent humor.
Yeah.
His is more digestible, I think.
I think the last skit I saw that you and Charlie did together, you were playing like this Midwestern neighbor in the winter or something.
Okay,
like
that makes sense.
Yeah.
I
saw
do.
that.
Yeah,
And
I do
that's-
play the Midwest guy a lot too, which is fun. That one's easy.
And Midwest women too, right?
Yeah, I get to do some drag. I just was his mother yesterday. A nice wig on. I had a nice sweater.
Still have the 5 o'clock.
I did. Yep. I was a good lady. That's fun too. I mean, playing the Wisconsin stuff is I feel like it's a little bit easier, the accent, to try to do, because I don't really have a Boston accent.
Yeah.
You have a very neutral accent.
Yeah.
Yes, non-regional diction should be on the news.
Mm-hmm.
If I had better teeth, I could be on the news.
All right, this next one. Wisconsin man gets sprayed by skunk while hiding from the police.
I mean, that sounds real. Yeah.
It is real. And they found him cutting a vehicle's tires, discharging bodily fluids on a public safety worker, and he was also high and intoxicated.
That's.
Oh.
I'm looking for a roommate. You're the guy.
Hit up Billy.
All right.
I'm not looking for a roommate. I'm not doing that again.
Alligator found in Wisconsin lake. Real or no?
Yeah, I think I read about that too. Sorry, guys. I guess I'm really up on my
No,
current
this
events.
is great. It's just kind of like that Florida man thing where you just kind of try to see, wow, could this actually happen in
Yeah.
Wisconsin? Like,
I had a lady, speaking of alligators, I was working the merch booth. I don't know if I told this on a podcast or not. Doesn't matter. But she was like, do you have any child smalls in the Midwest Goodbye? And I was like, no, we don't. She's like, oh. And I'm like, would a medium work? She's like, no. And I was like, how old is the kid? She's like, oh, it's for my pet alligator. And I was like, what? And her friend was like, oh, yeah, she's got a pet alligator. And I was like, is it like friendly? She was like, oh, no, that's why his name is Chompers.
well, do you remember what year this was?
This was like a couple months ago.
Oh, because I was like, this happened
Wow.
in 2024. Maybe it was her pet alligator that got.
Maybe. Could be.
This has happened twice in Wisconsin, actually.
Yeah.
Which is insane.
Yeah.
I mean, alligators, they're not friendly. They actually, I think, are kind of cute. I went to the Everglades and they'll come up to the boat because they're used to getting fed. And they kind of look cute, but you can't trust them.
No.
Right. Real or no? Madison scientists create a beer that doubles as mosquito repellent.
Like internally, you drink it and then it
Mhm.
works from the inside out, or you like
yeah,
pump it?
doubles.
Oh, I'm going to say no on that one.
Yeah, it's no. But that would be kind of cool. I'd be drinking that beer.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
You're doing really well.
Jesus, I got a real good ear for AI.
Would you drink the beer? Do you get bit by mosquitoes?
I don't. You know
mainly?
what's funny is mosquitoes are not into me,
Mm.
and I have a couple of theories. It's that I'm usually really hot, like all the time,
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
and I have this blood disease. It's not like as bad as it sounds, and I just think maybe they don't like my blood. Maybe.
Maybe.
That's how it is for me.
Too.
No.
But I'm
Yeah.
like horrible. Like you would think I broke my arm with how bad I welt. From-
I used to. Yeah, and I never really get if everybody's getting bitten. I don't know what it is.
You just got low histamine.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't bite me either, so it's
Yeah,
kind of nice.
Maybe you have hemochromatosis. You should get tested.
Oh no.
Do you guys want to
This is
trade
how I find
blood?
out.
Mhm.
Let's trade blood, please.
The Cabin is brought to you by the Wisconsin Counties Association, and this week we are featuring Pepin County. Pepin County is over on the west side of the state, and it was formed in 1858 from parts of Dunn County. Pepin County is actually the smallest county in Wisconsin. It has a total area of 249 square miles. Though it's small, it is mighty. It's a county of rolling hills, river views, and small town pride. There are some amazing traditions and festivals in Pepin County, including the Laura Ingalls Wilder Days in Pepin, celebrating one of America's most beloved authors who was born right there in Pepin County. So you can visit the reconstructed log cabin near the site where Laura was born. This year, that festival is being held on September 13th and 14th. You can also head to Stockholm for art fairs, music festivals, and farm-to-table food. Outdoor enthusiasts will love Pepin County. You can hit the bluffs for panoramic views, kayak along serene riverbanks, bike the quiet county roads, and you have to explore the Great River Road. And make sure to check out Lake Pepin, which is technically a wide stretch of the Mississippi River and is a hub for sailing, fishing, and stunning views. For more, go to wicounties.org.
The Cabin is also brought to you by the WCA Group Health Trust. Serving local governments and school districts, the WCA Group Health Trust partners closely with members to fulfill their employee health benefit obligations in a fiscally responsible manner. Learn more at wcaght.org.
All right, next one, real or no?
Why don't you guys, real quick, just guess if this is really happening right now?
Wait, what? Wait, I'm scared. I'm so scared.
And Nick can decide if this is going to be a problem, but just going to go ahead and whip that out real
Oh.
quick.
Wait, are you hot right now?
I always have this with me.
That is so quiet.
Isn't it quiet?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Is it disruptive?
No.
No, it's fine.
Just for a second.
That's why there's no mosquitoes around here.
You think that's...
Boy.
I'm blowing them away. That could also be it.
For people that are just listening, Billy brought out a fan.
I bring this fan around with me because I run hot. That's it. That's pretty much
It's
it.
a very quiet fan. It's great.
Thank you.
Yeah, I cannot hear it at all.
It saves my life. I had it on the plane the other day.
Oh my gosh, I love that.
And I thought, is this disruptive to bring a fan on the plane? And then I saw the guy coming down the aisle who was going to sit between us. And he brought a full-size pizza box with him. So I didn't feel like I was being that inconsiderate.
Yeah, no.
All right, next one. Real or no? Eagle blamed for dropping bratwurst on Highway 29 causes minor traffic jam.
I'm gonna say, trying to think about the diet of an eagle. They like to hunt. I mean, a sausage is not going to be moving around. I'm gonna say no.
Yeah, that one's so stupid.
Okay, yeah, because they look for like a moving.
It's like so dumb that we're like, we
Say
have to put it in there.
You don't see an eagle flying with a sausage.
Actually, Wisco Birder told us that eagles are not great hunters.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I guess great like fish hunters.
Did they tell you that they also don't make that sound that they use in the movies?
No, I know.
Like the
Yeah, that's a
It's a
hawk.
hawk.
yeah.
Yeah.
The eagle makes a weird little sound.
Squeaky
Yeah.
sound. Mm-hmm.
It's not as.
You should try to replicate it.
I'm not really a good bird.
Okay, wait, I have another one too. All right. Man dresses up as birdhouse, releases live birds in Washington County bar. It's for Halloween.
Oh, I'll say yeah.
That is true, and that was actually my dad.
Really?
Yeah.
She sends me a text this morning and I was like, no shot.
What kind of bird?
So my dad, I
Like-
mean, he's actually a Wisconsin comedian as well.
Oh, really?
He too is Royal Belky. So
Royal
he
Belky.
for Halloween will wear this huge birdhouse, it's a huge wooden birdhouse, and then he just loves birds, right? And
Okay.
he, like has a lot of birds,
Yeah.
but he also will like catch little swallows and sputsies and stuff. And so he like went into this bar and like he'll release a bird into the bar. The bird was not injured. Everything was okay. I know
You're gonna have the
beautiful
Autobahn.
bird are making out of us.
Right.
But that made the news, and
Oh,
He
I'll
loves
have to look him up. So he does stand up.
hmm
Oh, cool.
well, you can look him up, but you'll probably never find him because he's never been online.
Mhm.
He's never even he's never been on the internet.
Oh,
It's a word of mouth kind of situation.
sure. I mean, there's definitely people like that.
So this is the word of mouth getting to you.
Yeah.
Sure. I know, man. I wish I'd never been on the internet, but it's too late.
Didn't your dad used to like dress up in a Bigfoot costume too? You were
Yeah.
saying?
He's a prankster.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I love it.
Yeah, he's a farmer, part-time comedian. Which actually leads me to we don't have any more headlines, right?
No, those
Yeah.
are all the headlines.
I was kind of curious how you got started in your stand-up, especially your experience in Wisconsin doing stand-up.
Yeah, it was weird because I think I did maybe 2 shows, like small shows, just to like learn how to do it, and then I was opening for Charlie at some really big stuff, which is like a weird way to get into comedy because the whole thing with stand-up is you kind of pay your dues all the way, but all of a sudden I'm walking on in front of I think the Wisconsin State Fair was like 8,000 people, so it was definitely a weird way into comedy.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't do a lot of small clubs, and so most of my experience has been these big theaters, which is probably just as good. But I actually get more freaked out in small rooms.
Yeah.
Really? Yeah.
We did a gig in Wisconsin Rapids the other night. Me and Charlie's brother, and I also didn't realize Wisconsin Rapids is 2.5 hours from Milwaukee. I probably should have realized that.
Yeah, it's a ways.
But there was like 12 people in the room anyway,
Oh.
and it was just like it's awkward.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be a little bit awkward.
Were they laughing?
Yes and no. It kind of depended on the implication of the joke, if it had anything that could be perceived as critical of one person or another politically or whatever. I don't do a lot of political stuff, but like there was some folded arms and some,
Right?
some American flag.
I can
t-shirts.
imagine that the laughs don't sound as good with
Yeah,
only
when it's
12
12
people.
people.
Oh, it was bad. Yeah. It was not.
What was your worst bombing? Like what was the worst
Mm.
experience that you've had, and how did you recover?
Probably we were doing an area that was kind of ultra liberal. I think it was somewhere in Oregon, which is fine. But I started talking about gentle parenting in doing this joke is my sisters. You know, I have nieces and nephews, and I love them, and they're great mothers. But like, sometimes I'm like, that's a 4-year-old, so he's not going to stop drinking that oil unless you take it from him. Like, you can say no thank you to him a bunch of times. So I have this bit about that, and like, what's the Army going to be like in 20 years? Drill sergeants helping you tie your shoes. Yeah, there was a lot of like mixed. People wanted to laugh, but they're like looking at their virtuous
like,
friend
should
and
I
laugh at this. So there's a lot of that.
That's so funny. Do you have like a go-to bit that you go to if like the crowd's not reacting well? Is there something where you're like, I know this will make them laugh, so you just repeat it?
I have a couple go-tos that I keep in the bank.
Yeah.
If things go bad. Yeah. Like an impression or just a.
Oh yeah, you're a big impression guy.
Yeah. What's your favorite one?
I'm not a big impression guy. People are very generous. Charlie is very supportive and perhaps too overzealous about how good I am.
So we're not gonna get lucky and get a Billy Deuce impression in the cabin.
You know what? I would need to have stood in the mirror for about 10 minutes and done it. I mean, I do like a De Niro, you know, it's like, it's really where the face. It's just like, it's like, no. That's good. It's good. That's pretty much it.
That's great. That's really good.
I usually draw a mole on my face.
Oh, I love it. So next time we need to provide him with a mirror for 10 minutes prior and a Sharpie.
Yeah.
a mole.
Yeah, sure.
But we got an impression out of him, so I'm happy.
We did.
Well, another thing, when I was doing my research on you is you've talked about, on a couple podcasts, you've talked about how you're single.
Oh, yeah.
We got a Wisconsin bachelor here in the cabin. We have some wonderful women listeners.
Nice.
Yeah. What's your pitch? What's your pitch? What are you looking for?
Somebody who's comfortable with certain climate or can find an amenable solution. I love the cars that have the heated seats and the vented seats. That's great for my relationships. That's a big one. You got to be ready to I'm not wearing a jacket.
Yeah.
Until February.
Got to be okay with the fan coming out.
It's coming out.
Yeah.
It's on all the time.
So all your dates are just you, a wonderful woman, and a fan.
Yeah, like what would you think if you were out to dinner with a guy and he just whipped this out? Would that be an off-putting thing?
What do you think? Is that a deal breaker? Is it a deal breaker? I don't think so.
I think it's kind of like a funny, quirky little thing.
Okay.
If my boyfriend pulled out a fan, I'd be like, whatever. Like,
yeah, I don't think that's a deal breaker.
Whip out the fan on the date is okay then.
Yeah.
Just a whip and
maybe
it
you get a smaller one that you don't have to hold with both. Like,
you're saying
like
that I'm not being very discreet here.
Yeah, maybe you could get one that like, or those ones that clip to your shirt and blow up at you.
Yeah, they also make like bracelets and necklaces.
See, maybe you could just hide them under your sleeves.
It's also.
Have you ever seen the bed jets? They have you heard of a bed jet?
Oh yeah.
You have, Nick?
No.
You would benefit from this if you get really hot. It's a little fan that like kind of installs to your bed and it blows air under your sheets. So it keeps you cool constantly.
That's great. I like
Yes.
that. It's not like a special mattress because I just took my mattress off from Bob's.
No, but I think 8 Sleep also has like a cooling mattress.
Okay.
Like
cool.
where I don't know. I've seen heard people talk about it. So, but bed jet.
Okay,
We
bed
should look
jet.
into
All
that,
right,
yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right. So yeah, fan, not a deal breaker. Are you looking for a Wisconsin girl?
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to relocate. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I just re-signed my apartment today, so I'm not going anywhere until next July.
Well, we have some hypothetical Wisconsin women scenarios.
Okay.
So all of these women, let's say they're in your age range.
Okay.
For starters. To all the women listening, these are just hypotheticals. These are not real women.
We don't rate women.
We don't rate women.
But it's a trend that you'll know what the trend is. Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you know the trend? She's a 10, or
Oh, yeah, we did a
fine,
video about
but-
that. Yeah.
So we're going to read off a couple of these and I'll put it in the middle so me and Andrea can see.
All right.
Okay.
She's a 10, but she runs cold.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. She's a 10, but she doesn't like cheese.
That's okay. I mean, I love cheese, but that's not a deal breaker for me.
Yeah.
So what would you rate her then?
I mean, I'd probably let her keep the 10.
Let her keep the 10?
Unless she's like, radicalized and like commits violence against cheese or something. How deep does the hatred run? She's not blowing up any cows or anything.
Right. That would be no.
That's all right.
Big no.
Cheese is great, but
All right. She's a 6, but she has Brewers season's tickets.
I mean, it wouldn't make a difference in the world because I do not give a poop about sports at all.
Oh, wow.
Not a one.
Wow.
Did Boston just kind of wash you out of them because they're so
I'd be going the
over
rest of
top
my
them?
life without ever hearing the name Tom Brady, and I'd be a happy man. And part of that identity crisis of doing the Boston character is like being from Boston is synonymous with being nuts about these sporting franchises.
Yeah.
And I just never cared. My dad tried. I played all the sports. I sucked at all of them. And as soon as he said, you can just do guitar, that's fine, I was like, thank you.
So do you think your hatred came from being really bad at them?
No, I think my hatred came from, being bad at them, having no interest, but then like some of the mentality of guys in sports are just not my type of dudes.
Yeah, I get
I'm
that.
just really not having any meaningful friendships developing in the sporting world for me, but
I kind of like this justice
Yeah.
for non-sports people. Now, sometimes there's all this pressure that you have to be watching all the games.
Oh, there's a lot of men like me who are closeted about their sports. Like they would just love to come out of the sports closet, but it's a generational trauma. Like your dad made you like it. You're going to make your son like it. And I'm just breaking that cycle.
You're just starting a new
Oh,
trend.
boring. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
But thanks for taking me to the baseball game, Russell. Thank God it was in that
All the
booth.
people you were just at the baseball game with.
I was going to say.
Oh, and I
Brewers game.
discreetly adjusted the thermostat when no one was looking in that booth, by the way.
And I bet not a single person noticed.
They didn't. No.
All right. She's a 10, but she loves roundabouts, like really loves them.
Like she's obsessed with roundabouts.
Like a rotary?
Right.
Yeah. Oh, like a rotary. Like where you get off exits and you go around a circle.
Rotary?
Yeah, a rotary.
No, a roundabout.
I think it's
You have not been in Wisconsin long enough.
this sounds like a regional discrepancy here.
Yeah, it's a
A roundabout.
it's a rotary.
It's a roundabout.
What is a rotary? Did you look up a picture? Is it the same exact?
It's sounding like we're talking about the same thing.
Okay. It's just where you're driving and then instead of there being a four-way stop, it's you're going around.
Yes.
Oh, it's a
And you have the right of way if you're already in the circle.
yeah. So people call that a rotary
Theoretically. Yeah. Yeah.
in Boston.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is one that I did not know.
We also call the toilet a hopper. Not all of us.
For
But
you?
I was using a program that we just started using called Notion.
Uh-huh.
And
yeah.
if you like something, you're supposed to put it in the hopper. Well, I thought that was the toilet. So I've been dropping files in there that I don't need anymore, which is an interesting example of regional dialect.
So, like, what is she if she loves roundabouts or rotaries?
I don't feel, what impact is that going to have on our relationship?
So, like, a lot of people in Wisconsin don't like them.
Okay, she like gets into one and she's just having the time of her life.
Yeah.
I mean, as long as the driving is still competent, have a good time. I mean, I'm happy to drive you around that for a while.
She's going round and round and
Yeah.
round.
I'll drive you around the rotary.
Okay, so she's still a 10 then. You're into that. If you love roundabouts.
Yeah.
Yeah, Billy's your guy.
Wait, you got to do the next one because I'll end with the.
Okay. She's a 5, but makes her own maple syrup.
That's cool. She's a 5. Oh, maple syrup is great.
And she makes
eat
her own.
Yeah, I don't eat a lot of like pancake. I don't ever eat breakfast because I don't get up early enough to eat breakfast.
I'm kind of with you on that one.
Yeah.
And
So-
if I do, it's real late.
So maple syrup is not impressive to you.
Is she doing well financially selling it?
Probably if she's making her own.
Yeah, businesswoman.
If she's financially secure and owns property and there's potential for her to get to a 7, maybe
I
she
bet
cuts
she's
back on
got-
the maple syrup.
Many acres of trees.
Yeah, I'll we'll hang out.
Okay.
All right. Last one. She's an 8.5, but she was on a reality TV show at 21, 23, and 27. Didn't win any of those seasons when she was on there. Financially stable, not super mentally stable, lactose intolerant, blonde hair, not going to name any names.
Oh, you're talking about her. I would go on a date with her, yeah. Do you like roundabouts?
I love roundabouts.
Yes. Are you controlling of the climate in the vehicle?
Well, so that I think we'd have a problem there because I'm always freezing.
I've found ways to, like, Dante, you guys know Dante?
Yeah, yeah.
He is, like, we're together a lot on the road and stuff, and he's always hot. Always. Puts a coat on. His skin is cold when I touch him. He's like a dead body.
Oh, he's always cold, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whenever I'm trying to, cool off, we butt heads. And he also does this thing to me where if it's a really hot day, if I'm not looking, he'll put my seat on high heat. And I'll be like,
I love doing that to my mom, except it normally pays off when I do it to her.
But no, you were on Survivor.
Mm-hmm.
I have to watch that.
It's okay.
I've never really watched it, to be honest.
The show?
Yeah, but I know what it is because of
Oh, yeah. No, I remember when it came out. Actually, the year we moved to Wisconsin, I think it came out. Because I remember we had no furniture. The truck was late to our house. We had the TV and like a blanket. And it was like right when Survivor came out.
Yeah. That's when I'm going on for a
So
while.
how many, like, if I wanted to watch your entire saga, how many episodes do I watch?
I mean, I was on 3 seasons.
Okay.
So I guess it would be 13 episodes that I was on, like, per season.
I could do that in a night.
But I don't know. You don't have to go watch it.
I'm going to watch it.
I was like.
Instead of watching the first 6 episodes of Andor season 2 again for a third time, I'll watch them.
Okay.
Do you have any go-to shows right now?
I'm a big Star Wars guy.
Oh,
And anything like World War II history,
Oh.
and then just all comedy mostly.
Yeah.
I always have Seinfeld or, Family Guy if I'm not looking to think too hard, or Always Sunny.
Yeah.
I Think You Should Leave. Have you seen that?
No,
You haven't seen that? Have you seen that? Oh my God. It's
Really?
so good.
Robinson, he's hilarious.
Yeah, that. If you're looking to laugh.
Oh, Ted Robinson? Tim Robinson?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have heard of that. I think Jake and Blaze forced me to watch that actually one time.
Yeah.
Well, Billy, anything else? Any final words? Anything? Would you have anything coming up that people can tune into?
I am going to be doing a lot more music this summer. So I'm going to be promoting stuff where I'm just playing bars and restaurants and stuff. And I'll probably tell a few jokes, but it's not really like what it is. So if you see a gig coming up with me with a guitar in the picture, it's probably not going to be a comedy thing, but come listen to me sing.
Is it going to be in Milwaukee and the
Yeah,
area?
try to get some gigs,
Yeah.
I could, if you guys know any restaurant or bar owners too, that would be sick.
Yeah.
Because that's just how you get in.
Yeah.
For sure.
But I can sing, I can play. Like, it's not going to be a train wreck. I'm
Yeah.
good enough to do that. So.
What genre do you do?
I mean, generally speaking, like 60s through today, like top 40, but primarily like, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s.
Yeah.
Well, me and Andrea will come. Where else can people find you, find what you're doing, social medias? You want to plug all your stuff?
What is my thing? Billy Deuce 86 is my Insta handle.
Born in 86.
Yeah, I should probably drop that, huh? I think somebody has a Billy.
See, if I put mine in there, they'd be like,
Yeah.
all right, I'm done with this.
I'm going to say
Megan Christian 02.
Yeah, no.
it's my IQ.
Well, we appreciate you. Thanks
Thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah,
Really
of course.
great time.
All right. Well, Billy, thanks for coming on. Cabin
Cheers.
Listeners, that is all we have for today. So make sure to give us a follow, leave us a comment, review, leave us a voicemail. Again, we want to do an episode where we're reading your guys' voicemails, listening to them, not reading them. But that is all we have for today, and we will see you next time.
Bye. Washington County, Wisconsin, just 30 miles northwest of Milwaukee, is an outdoor enthusiast paradise. With its beautiful natural scenery and endless recreational opportunities, there's no shortage of ways to enjoy the great outdoors here. Take a hike through the rolling hills and forests of the Kettle Moraine State Forest and the county's 8 Ice Age trail segments. Explore the Loch Lorraine Conservancy or the Shalom Wildlife Zoo. If you're looking for a more adrenaline-fueled adventure, hit the mountain biking trails at Heritage Trails County Park. From the sandy beaches of Pike Lake to the winding Milwaukee River, there are countless opportunities for swimming, boating, kayaking, and fishing. And with the Hartford Aquatic Center, Water Park, and West Bend's Regner Park Beach, there are plenty of ways to cool off on a hot summer day. Whether you're looking to get your heart racing or just unwind in the beauty of nature, Washington County has something for everyone. Plan your outdoor adventure today at www.washcountywisconsin.gov.
Explore the heart of Wisconsin with Best Western Hotels and Resorts in central Wisconsin, where comfort meets adventure. From lakeside retreats to historic landmarks, we have a range of hotels to make your stay memorable. Start at the Best Western Plover Stevens Point Hotel and Conference Center, offering an indoor pool and hot tub. Nearby, enjoy a brew at Stevens Point Brewery or visit the Central Wisconsin Children's Museum for family fun. For a great meal, try Grazia's Italian Grill, known for its homemade Italian dishes. In Boston, the Best Western Park Oasis Inn features indoor and outdoor pools. Explore Castle Rock Lake or ride through scenic trails at Red Ridge Ranch. Grab a bite at Boston Park Oasis Restaurant, offering classic American comfort food. For a historic stay, Best Western Toma Hotel provides a cozy restaurant and lounge. Discover local wildlife at Necedah National Wildlife Refuge or visit the Toma Historical Museum to dive into the region's past. In Wittenberg, the Best Western Wittenberg Inn caters to snowmobilers and nature lovers. Relax with a meal at Homestead Supper Club or try your luck at Ho Chunk Gaming Wittenberg. Stay in the heart of Wausau at the Best Western Plus Wausau Tower Inn, where historic charm meets modern amenities. Explore Granite Peak Ski Area or visit the Leigh Yawkey Woodson Art Museum. Afterward, enjoy craft beers at Red Eye Brewing Company. The Best Western Plus New Richmond Inn and Suites offers a kitchenette for extended stays. Explore Willow River State Park or dine at Table 65 Bistro and Gelato Cafe for a farm-to-table experience. For a relaxing getaway in Rothschild, stay at the Best Western Plus Wausau Rothschild Hotel with kitchenettes in every room. Enjoy seasonal activities at Rib Mountain State Park or lakeside dining at Pinewood Supper Club. End your journey at the Best Western Plus Sparta Trail Lodge, newly renovated and offering a pub and grill. Hike or bike the La Crosse River State Trail or visit the Deke Slayton Memorial Space and Bicycle Museum for a unique experience. No matter your destination, Best Western provides a welcoming stay in central Wisconsin. Book today at bestwestern.com.